have been concerns about the health risks of using mobile phones for decades.
But new research is showing worrying trends, leading some experts to predict we're on the brink of a public health crisis. Today, reporter Christina Hearn investigates.
iPhones, iPads, Samsung Galaxies, Surface Pros. It doesn't matter where you go nowadays, mobile devices are within close reach. Perhaps too close. Dr Deborah Davis is an expert on mobile phone radiation. She's also a leading authority on cancer, and there's a reason she uses an old-school handset.
What we know is that microwave radiation can have biological effects. Mobile phones damage sperm. Mobile phones with animals that are exposed during pregnancy cause them to have offspring with smaller brains, smaller testes, and hyperactivity. Those results in animals are very worrisome, and we would be foolish to think that we will be exempt from having those same experiences ourselves.
In 2011, the World Health Organization classified mobile phone radiation as a possible human carcinogen, grouping them in the same category as DDT and lead. But recently, Dr Davis and her colleagues took the research a worrying step further.
There's no doubt in my mind that chronic mobile use increases the risk of brain cancer and other cancers too. A cancer of the cheek called parotid gland malignancy, probably even leukemia. You would not give lead or engine exhaust to children as something to play with. You wouldn't want them to be around it. I find it unconscionable that we are now exposing young children to mobile phone radiation.
And that's something of concern for us all, especially parents of small children.
We're reasonably concerned that it's an area that doesn't seem to have a lot of research done into the effects of the radiation on young and developing brains.
The Lewis family embrace Wi-Fi and mobile devices, but ensure their children are protected as much as possible, keeping Wi-Fi repeaters well away from the bedrooms.
When Georgia's using the phones, or if she picks up someone's phone to have a look at the colours and play with it, we just make sure that it's in flight mode, so there's no connectivity at all. And when Kieran's using phones to talk to people, we just make sure that he would use it on speakerphone, so that it's not sort of close to his head or anything.
In Australia, all mobile devices must conform to the national standard of 2 watts per kilogram of tissue and must satisfy the requirements of the Australian Communications and Media Authority. And that's a big part of the problem.
The information about how to be safe is known. It's just not widely known, and it's often buried inside these devices.
Here is the iPhone, Australia's most popular smartphone, but you need to dig deep to find the safety information on it. Apple recommends using hands-free or keeping it 10 millimetres away from your body. But if you use a metal case for your iPhone, Apple says there's simply no test for how much it could affect radiation.
So how can you stay safe?
When you don't need to be using your phone, you want some information on it, put it on airplane mode. Generally, distance is your friend, and a small amount of distance gives you a lot of protection. And I want to encourage people to get their phones out of their pockets and put it on tables. We've got to take simple precautions, just like we do when our children go off to school. We don't wait for them to be hungry before giving them lunch money or sending them with a lunch bag. We don't wait for them to get wet before giving them an umbrella. So we've got to come up with umbrellas and seat belts for cell phones, basically.
Yeah, Christina Hearn reporting there, and Dr Deborah Davis is holding a public lecture in Melbourne next week. You can head to our website for all of the details.